I have the means of making myself feared." Mazarin looked at the young man, but at the fire which shot from his glance he bent his head then, embarrassed how to continue such a conversation. He opened Cromwell's letter. The young man's eyes gradually resumed their dull and glassy appearance, and he fell into a profound reverie. After reading the first lines of the letter Mazarin gave a side glance at him to see if he was watching the expression of his face as he read. Observing his indifference, he shrugged his shoulders, saying, "Send on your business those who do theirs; at the same time let us see what this letter contains. We here present the letter verbatim to His Eminence, Monsignor le Cardinal Mazarini. I have wished, Monsignor, to learn your intentions relating to the existing state of affairs in England. The two kingdoms are so near that France must be interested in our situation, as we are interested in that of France. The English are almost of one mind in contending against the tyranny of Charles and his adherents. Placed by popular confidence at the head of that movement, I can appreciate better than any other its significance and its probable results. I am at present in the midst of war, and am about to deliver a decisive battle against King Charles. I shall gain it, for the hope of the nation and the Spirit of the Lord are with me. This battle won by me, the king will have no further resources in England or in Scotland, and if he is not captured or killed, he will endeavour to pass over into France to recruit soldiers and to refurnish himself with arms and money. France has already received Queen Henrietta, and, unintentionally, doubtless, has maintained a centre of inextinguishable civil war in my country. But Madame Henrietta is a daughter of France, and was entitled to the hospitality of France. As to King Charles, the question must be viewed differently in receiving and aiding him. France will censure the acts of the English nation, and thus so essentially harm England, and especially the well-being of the government, that such a proceeding will be equivalent to pronounced hostilities. At this moment Mazarin became very uneasy at the turn which the letter was taking, and paused to glance under his eyes at the young man. The latter continued in thought. Mazarin resumed his reading. "It is important, therefore, Monsignor, that I should be informed as to the intentions of France. The interests of that kingdom and those of England, though taking now diverse directions, are very nearly the same. England needs tranquillity at home in order to consummate the expulsion of her king. France needs tranquillity to establish on solid foundations the throne of her young monarch. You need, as much as we do, that interior condition of repose which, thanks to the energy of our government, we are about to attain. Your quarrels with the Parliament, your noisy dissensions with the princes, who fight for you today and tomorrow will fight against you, the popular following directed by the co-tutor, President Mesnil, and Councillor Broussel, all that disorder, in short, which pervades the several departments of the state, must lead you to view with uneasiness the possibility of a foreign war, exalted by the enthusiasm of new ideas, will ally herself with Spain, already seeking that alliance. I have therefore believed, Monsignor, knowing your prudence and your personal relation to the events of the present time, that you will choose to hold your forces concentrated in the interior of the French kingdom, and leave to her own the new government of England. That neutrality consists simply in excluding King Charles from the territory of France, and in refraining from helping him a stranger to your country with arms, with money, or with troops. My letter is private and confidential, and for that reason I send it to you by a man who shares my most intimate counsels. It anticipates, through a sentiment which your Eminence will appreciate, measures to be taken after the events." Oliver Cromwell considered it more expedient to declare himself to a mind as intelligent as Mazarin's than to a queen admirable for firmness, without doubt, but too much guided by vain prejudices of birth and of divine right. "Farewell, Monsignor. Should I not receive a reply in the space of 15 days, I shall presume my letter will have miscarried. Oliver Cromwell. Mr. Mordaunt, said the cardinal, raising his voice, as if to arouse the dreamer, my reply to this letter will be more satisfactory to General Cromwell if I am convinced that all are ignorant of my having given one go, therefore, and await it at Boulogne-sur-Mer, and promise me to set out tomorrow morning. I promise, my lord, replied Mordaunt. But how many days does your Eminence expect me to await your reply? If you do not receive it in 10 days you can leave. Mordaunt bowed. That is not all, sir, continued Mazarin. Your private adventures have touched me to the quick. Besides, the letter from Mr. Cromwell makes you an important person as ambassador. Come, tell me, what can I do for you? Mordaunt reflected a moment, and, after some hesitation, was about to speak, when Bernouin entered hastily, and bending down to the ear of the cardinal, whispered, "My lord, the Queen Henrietta Maria, accompanied by an English noble, is entering the Palais Royal at this moment." Mazarin made a bound from his chair, which did not escape the attention of the young man, and suppressed the confidence he was about to make. "Sir," said the cardinal, "you have heard me. I fix on Boulogne because I presume that every town in France is indifferent to you. If you prefer another, name it, but you can easily conceive that, surrounded as I am by influences, I can only muzzle by discretion. I desire your presence in Paris to be unknown. I go, sir," said Mordaunt, advancing a few steps to the door by which he had entered. "No, not that way, I beg, sir," quickly exclaimed the cardinal. "Be so good as to pass by yonder gallery, by which you can regain the hall. I do not wish you to be seen leaving. Our interview must be kept secret." Mordaunt followed Bernouin, who led him through the adjacent chamber and left him with a doorkeeper, showing him the way out. Chapter XXXVIII. Henrietta Maria and Mazarin.